to do probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes,
Oh.
Judge. On November 17th, 2024, the officer.
Okay, pause right here. This isn't just your everyday theft case. We're talking about identity theft on at least 10 counts and financial fraud in the tens of thousands. This is serious felony territory. But is this a sophisticated, a scam, or a misunderstanding? Let's keep digging.
Dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a past assault. The officer made contact with the victim, who stated that he was separated from the defendant and had been staying at a different location for the time being, and that on that day, the defendant, he told the defendant he was going to come by the residence to pick up his firearm. The CW, the complainant, said that while they were inside the residence, the defendant handed him an empty firearm box. However, she was holding the firearm in her hand with a holster. The complainant said the defendant did not threaten with or point the firearm at him, but would not give him the firearm, so he decided to leave, and she blocked him at the front door. The complainant stated that he then decided to leave through the garage, at which time the defendant blocked him again, and the complainant said he was finally able to leave, and then grabbed the firearm from the defendant, who then struck him in the right side of his face with her hand. The complainant informed the officer that he felt pain.
Okay. And I think if you said that they were on the outs, right?
I apologize.
As far as
If there was a
relationship, it's on the outs.
Yeah.
Now this moment's important. She allegedly struck him after blocking him from leaving with the gun. No threats with the weapon, but still, any physical altercation in a domestic setting like this can escalate charges fast. What would you do in that situation? Defend your stuff or walk away?
Okay. Ms. Fuentes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. They'll file a violation of protective order, and then it'll go sideways real quick. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person, not to be in possession of weapons. As long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. Otherwise, I'm going to lock you up. All I wanted to do is protect my county, and I'll do it by however any means. You understand? Okay. Do you mind filing no contact and no weapons?
Yes.
What do you do for a living, Ms. Fuentes?
Excuse me.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a provider. I take care of my mom.
You do what?
I'm a health.
So home health care.
Yes, sir.
And how much money do you make from that?
I work 29 hours a week.
On average, how much are you making today?
Monthly, like 200.
Do you have any children? Do you have any other sources of income? Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see. I have one already. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and grant it. I'm going to have you speak with Victoria. We're going to have you sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Remember, if he calls you, don't answer the phone. If he texts you, do not reply. If he comes to your house, don't open the door. You're not to go within the address listed in this order for protection. If you do, you're going to end up in jail. And I don't know who you have in your life, but if I make your bond 10,000 and you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing is over with. So take care when you're out there.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Understand.
please.
Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like you're wanted somewhere. I don't know where.
One out of Rutherford County, Tennessee. Warrant was issued out on September 9, 2024 for 3 charges: theft of property, $60,000 to $250,000, and identity theft of at least 10 counts, and a fraudulent use of $60,000 to $250,000. I will obviously be opposed to a bond. She already waived on November 20th.
Does she have an open local as well?
No, Judge.
Why did it get reset so much?
I do not know. Well, it was carried
Oh,
over.
it's carried. Okay. Ms. Oko.
Judge, so Ms. Burnett just told me that she's a victim of identity theft. So she's believing that this is just stemming up from someone else using her identity to do different things that she has no, and she did write a report on this, I believe, a few weeks before this charge came down on her.
So you're telling me that the felony capias and the 60,000 to 250,000 theft of property and the 10-count identity theft, the fraudulent use of a debit card of 60,000 to 250,000, all that was someone else?
Yes, Judge, that's what I'm being told. Ms. Burnett, go ahead.
Yes, so last year I already filed a police report against Cash's bond. He stole my social security number and he used it to open up an electricity bill in my name. And I also have other charges against him regarding burglary of inhabitation. He broke into my house and stole my phone and he stole money from me. And he also put his hands on me. So I'm guessing these charges are from him. I've never been to Tennessee before in my life.
How do we verify that?
And I've never been to Tennessee.
No, well, I mean, the problem is that, you know, a lot of people tell me something, right? When in fact, the sky's blue instead of purple. People come in here, tell me, yeah, the sky's purple. Man, this pig was blue. And what? Pigs are pink. Yeah, man, this pig was blue. You got to believe it.
I have proof of being in Houston on those dates, whatever dates they're saying.
Okay, so I guess, I mean, I could have you get with the lawyer somehow, you guys. I mean, we've given you a lawyer. She's here to help you out in whatever manner that they can. I would suggest that you guys get together to figure out how. That's a lot of baggage. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I was
you know,
working with the assistant district attorney. We were pressing charges on him. So I didn't know he was out of jail. He was supposed to be in jail still.
I mean, I guess I can have you guys talk about it. You've already waived, right?
Yes, Judge.
Do you know if Tennessee's going to come get her?
As far as I know, they are, unless they tell me different from 5 days ago, but
So
the waiver was sent on the day she signed with the magistrate, so they would have told me.
you basically have 9 days left.
With the nature of the offenses, they can be done remotely because their identity, the very nature of the offense is that they could be done remotely. And if it was similar to conversion for the theft of property, they could have occurred from here, but the impact in Tennessee.
And here's the deal. We give the other jurisdiction 14 days to come get you. You've already been sitting in there and you waived already. So they only have 9 days to come and get you. If they don't come within that time, Harris County releases you. So, but I'll tell you, even if Harris County releases you, that warrant is always going to remain out there until you go back to Tennessee and try to take care of it one way or the other.
I don't mind going to Tennessee. I have transportation. I just don't want to remain in custody.
I know, no one does, right? But
And I was told there was some type of video, so I don't see how it could be electronically done.
Also, it is worth noting that I never.
we don't know. We're speculating. We don't know.
The
how.
judge told me when I went to court on Wednesday night.
What was on video?
They said they have a video of me and Cash's bond in Tennessee.
Just give me a second, Jake. Okay, I don't get access to any of that. Right here, all we were worried about is identity. Are you Naomi Burnett? And if you are, we establish the identity, that the charges are proper. If so, how do we go forward? A lot of times we let someone bond out if the person is not a danger, right? And we know that they're going to go back. But we don't know much about you, you know.
I have no criminal record. I have a degree, a bachelor's degree.
But
So if it's a matter of verifying the identity, if she's contesting identity, then she can withdraw the waiver and we can go for a governor's warrant. Or
I don't think she's contesting identity. She wants a bond, is what she
So
wants.
like I said, with the amount in the offense, with 250,000 on both theft of property and fraudulent use of credit card, and the fact that it's 10, which would be a third degree or second degree felony here, is that I'd be opposed with the sheer amount that is being alleged.
Yeah, one of the other things is that the higher level of charges, the more unlikely it is that we're going to give a bond, because the higher likelihood a person has of taking flight and not going back. So I don't.
And here's the real kicker: the judge isn't sure if she'll even get a bond. Why? Because with major felony charges like these, the risk of someone skipping town is just too high. Do you think she deserves a shot to prove her innocence outside jail, or should the court play it safe?
I don't know at this time whether I'm comfortable in setting you a bond. Okay. I don't know what connections you have here. I don't know what connections you have there. And the last thing I want to do is lose you, because that's a lot of stuff to answer to. And we want to make sure that, you know, whoever it is that has those charges is able to answer up to those charges. So.
I also say that I already have a lawyer ready in Tennessee.
So what we can do here, what we can do is I can have you talk with Ms. Oko, figure out if there's some way that you can show that it's someone else, right? And if so, then we can talk more. Okay,
Okay.
but understand that I can't just take your word for it,
Understand? But
Okay, so
even if I
let
have
me,
police reports on him for already stealing my identity,
I'll let you talk with Ms. Oko, see what you can formulate, craft some kind of plan so that they're satisfied and I'm satisfied, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it's not a no. I mean, it's an uphill battle, but it's not a definite no at this point. Okay,
understand?
okay, yeah, all right, thanks. Thanks, Shitsum. And just give me a heads up if you have anything different.